Baba Yaga is a supernatural being, usually a witch, later morphing into a hag from Russian folklore, who varies from a cryptic aid, a troublesome obstacle, or a downright malevolent villain, depending on the story. So here's an overview of her. Baba Yaga is also often said to enjoy kidnapping children and devouring them, a trait quite common for witches in folklore, where they were often associated with evil. Although a witch in appearance, however, Baba Yaga is actually more of a spirit than a mortal, a kind of monster, akin to the boogeyman in Slavic tradition. In the narratives in which Baba Yaga appears, she displays a variety of typical attributes: a turning chicken-legged hut, a mortal pester, mop, or broom. Baba Yaga frequently bears the epithet bony leg, and when inside of her dwelling, she may be found stretched out over the stove, reaching from one corner of the hut to another. She may sense and mention the Russian scent of those that visit her. Her nose may stick into the ceiling. Some narratives particularly emphasize the repulsiveness of her nose. So let's go back in history, maybe figure out the origins a little bit. So Baba Yaga's origins are shrouded in mystery. Some say that she was once a goddess who fell from grace and became deformed and misshapen due to her malice, becoming a witch in the process, but a powerful one at that. Her original name was also lost to time, like almost all Slavic deities and spirits. Her current name is a substitute for the original one, which was said to be so sacred or feared that could not be said out loud. Baba Yaga's mortality often switches between malevolence and semi-malevolence, though it depends on how she is viewed or how she is treated by others. It is actually said that she developed an antagonistic relationship with a leshy whom prevents her from devouring children that wander into the forest. In one tale about Baba Yaga, a father gives his daughter to the witch as a servant, and the daughter completes her assigned chores by Baba Yaga perfectly with the help of little mice. Impressed by her work, the witch rewards the young woman with beautiful clothing. Does that sound familiar? When the father returns, he is surprised to see his daughter very wealthy, and when he returns her home, the wicked stepmother grew envious, so she sends her own daughter to Baba Yaga. However, this girl chases the mice with a rolling pin and does not accomplish any of the work assigned to her. As a result, Baba Yaga breaks her into pieces and places her bones in a box. In another story, Vasilisa the Beautiful, Baba Yaga is featured. This one is one of Russia's beloved folktales. In this particular folktale, on her deathbed, a merchant's wife gives a doll to their only daughter, Vasilisa, telling her that she must always keep the doll with her. Should any misfortune befall upon the girl, she is to give the doll food and ask its advice, and the doll will aid her. Eventually, Vasilisa's father marries a widowed woman with daughters of her own, and they are far from kind to Vasilisa herself. They do all they can to diminish her allure with hard physical work, but to their dismay, Vasilisa only grows healthier and more lovely, while the wicked stepsisters and stepmother grew uglier from their spite, and this was all in thanks to the doll. When it was time for Vasilisa to marry, All the bachelors pine for her hand, and the jealous stepmother grows even more enraged. She moves all to a new home near the dense forest where Baba Yaga resides. One night, Vasilisa and her sisters are working by candlelight when a stepsister purposefully snuffs out the light and then instructs Vasilisa to go to Baba Yaga's hut for a new flame. Scared of being devoured by the witch, she consults her doll, whose eyes glow and tell her that she will remain safe as long as the doll is within her presence. And so she sets off to Baba Yaga's hut. Once in the woods, she is approached by 3 ethereal horsemen. First is a man dressed in white atop a white steed accompanied by daybreak. Next, a man in red, riding a horse behind, whom the sun arises. And finally, at that moment, a man clad in black, with an ebony stallion seeming to beckon the oncoming night sky, disappears at Baba Yaga's gate made of men's legs. The bolts are arms, and the lock is a mouth with sharp teeth. The eyes in the skulls begin to shine, lighting the clearing as if it were daytime. And from there, Vasilisa finally arrived at Baba Yaga's hut. Suddenly, there, a horrible roar and a terrifying woman bursts out of the forest. Bravely, Vasilisa bows before the woman, deeply humbled, asking for light as her stepsisters had instructed. Baba Yaga states that she will give Vasilisa her light if she performs certain tasks for her, or she will devour her. She gives Vasilisa a series of challenges: prepare a feast for 12, clean the courtyard and house, prepare wheat, wash linen, and sweep. Vasilisa feeds the doll, and it does everything, to which Baba Yaga is surprised that someone managed to accomplish these tasks so well. Satisfied that the girl has fulfilled her side of the bargain, she gives Vasilisa one of the skulls with blazing eyes as her source of light and sends her home. Overall, in the beginning, during her youth, Baba Yaga was described as a fair maiden who would lure children with her appearance into a false sense of security, often with the intent of fattening them up in order to devour them. This also sounds familiar. Her hideous appearance only comes to light when she is in the midst of preparing her feast. In addition, some say her youth is due to her devouring the souls of children. Both in folklore as well as the years moving forward, she is always depicted as a frightening, deformed, and ferocious-looking old hag with teeth made of iron, and is said to travel the woods either by the use of a flying mortar or by the use of her enchanted home, which is said to have several pairs of chicken feet holding it up and is capable of movement. That definitely sounds creepy. If you like this story, like, comment, and subscribe. Tune in for more. Thank you.